Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to probably the earliest pod we've ever done. So well done, us. We're all here. Another week of talking about Aston Villa Women. We did threaten to rebel last week and say if we don't finally get a win, we won't come back. But of course, we're here. Of course, we were never going to turn up because regardless of what happened, we need to talk about it, don't we? We need to talk about what on earth is going on at Aston Villa. I mean, not that we have any answers, but maybe a discussion between us all will come to some sort of conclusion. How are we all this evening? Are we all good?
Mm-hmm.
Raring to go. Talking about our favourite team in the world. Now, we will start with some good news, of course. It's Sarah Mailing's birthday today, so happy birthday to Sarah. And that's where the good news ends. Sorry, guys.
I did wonder what you were going to say when you said about good news.
Oh yeah, nothing football related, nothing pitch related.
I have more good news.
Yeah, go on then.
Next back this week.
Yay! There we go. We have missed you, Nick. Has to be said.
Apparently, according to my browser, I'm only here until 21:03 though, because that's when it's deciding to restart. So I'm gonna have to do this. So thanks.
Okay, everyone, we're on a time limit tonight. Get your thoughts across quickly. That's exactly what we're going to do. Because hopefully we won't be spending too long on the actual match from last weekend, of course. Now, it was Palace's second win of the season. Of course, it had to be us. You know, we're doing other teams such a good favour, like Leicester's goals. That was us. You know, well, you welcome Leicester, and given Palace another win. So really,
we're just
a team of the people. That's what it is. We're doing good deeds all round. I do have more good news. It was Kirsty Hansen's 100th WSL appearance as well. So well done to Kirsty. However, that's definitely where it ends now. At the weekend, we all thought this should have been 3 points. We said we would have accepted 1 point. We would have accepted something, but losing was not an option. And many of us thought this was kind of our chance for redemption to keep that gap between us and Palace. As Villa's social media said, not our day. And as everyone in the comments rightly said, when is it our day? So it's become one of those things where we've got to laugh, haven't we? Or else we will cry. So Villa, unfortunately, now sit second off bottom, only 1 point ahead of Palace. So not in the danger zone, but we're going to be looking at our games and trying to figure out what the future of Villa actually looks like. So let's get into it, shall we? Let's have a look at the starting 11 because, again, there's some questions about, of course, Arroyo coming in, trying to find that best starting 11. Is it the best, or do we think there's some injury updates that we're just not getting? Emily, what did you think when you saw the lineup? Is it good enough?
I don't understand why we're not starting Jordan.
That's my big
Maybe
question.
there is some other reason behind that. I don't know. But like she played as well as any of the others did when she came on. I thought she played quite well.
Better.
What?
Was that a voice from the corner there? Yeah.
What did you say?
I said better.
Oh.
She played better.
Yeah. I don't we started Rachel again. After she was benched in the last match. And I don't know. It's tricky because even when we start Gabby, or even when Gabby's on the pitch, obviously we're not scoring, so there's not really a good option. But
no,
I don't know. It's tricky because I don't think anyone's particularly in good form.
No one's having their season, are they? Season of their life. Emma, what were you going to say there?
I think Ebony's probably our best one. She's the one that seems to do lots of running, lots of.
I beg your pardon.
I think she's probably in best form.
Stop there.
Out of the three.
Yeah.
Before Nick goes through the camera.
He's not afraid to give it a go.
Go on then, Nick, you take over.
Right. my issue with the
Seconds,
lineup
right.
was so Natalia alluded to playing a second striker, and I think when she said that, she meant that she was having where Salmon played, although she played in the 10, I think she had told her to strike. And that, to me, was where the issue was, because there wasn't a playmaker. Salmon's not a playmaker. She doesn't cross the ball. She doesn't pass the ball. And she made 2 pretty diabolical shots that could have been crosses and potentially could have been goals. So I massively disagree with Emma said she's the best striker. I like her when, like, sometimes I'm calling out for Salmon just like to have a go, but there's so many times where she just needs to cross.
Is that still a youth thing though, or is that maybe we're just not playing the right setup for her? What do you think?
I don't know. I think it works when there's a front 2 or a front 3, but it doesn't work when you're essentially asking your number 10 to be a number 9 in a number 10, which is what we were doing all season with Rachel, like when we were playing her in a 9. Like why we're trying to get people to strike from a playmaking position.
Just like swap them around like a magic trick. If we do this, maybe no one will notice. And then hopefully a goal will go in. What do we think? I know Emily's mentioned there about not starting Jordan. Miri Taylor, who has a doppelganger in Below Deck Mediterranean, by the way, if anyone's watched it. I can't unsee it now. Do we think Miri should be starting if everyone else is fit? Has anyone got an opinion on that? Gary, have you got an opinion?
Mary's actually one of the players that I quite like. She does try. She's probably one of the hardest workers on the pitch. I think probably her and Jordan side by side, and maybe try and Jill at number 10 would be a better idea, because
like
Jill's probably the most attacking one out of the 3. I know Jordan's not afraid to hit a strike, but she's also the best passer out of the 3 of them.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I kind of agree with Emma about Ebony being the one that's most likely going to score, but I also agree with Nick that Ebony, you just need to play at centre forward. You can't play her anywhere else. You put her out on the wing, and she clearly didn't go to a Catholic church because she cannot cross herself. However, she can hit a shot, she can test the keeper, and instead of trying to shoot from out wide, perhaps if you're a wee bit more central, you might test the keeper a wee bit more. You know?
Yeah. No.
Rachel's too defensive. Like, Rachel's still trying to do everything. She still thinks it's a left back. She still thinks it's a number 9. She thinks it's a right back, probably hanging out with Sarah too much. And it's just, Rachel, we need a goal threat. We do need a goal threat. And right now, we don't have one. Kenzie would have got his goals. We've seen how that worked. Dree would have got his goals. We've seen what's happened there. Jordan could get his goals, but she spent most of the season on the bench. And Kirsty's trying her heart out, but there's only so much one player can actually do. I think sooner or later, one of them is going to go in. At least shooting from out wide, Kirsty does test the keeper, or at least test the woodwork. But it's just, I think it's hard to have your strongest 11 between the players that we've just lost and the current injury list. We are obviously missing Stanley Forth. We have been missing Maz. It was nice to see her back on the pitch.
Yeah.
But I think it's one thing having your strongest 11, but she doesn't have it available between the players that have left in January and the players that are currently sitting on the injury list. She does kind of have her hands tied a bit.
Yeah, and it's I totally get it. You've got to make it work. with who you've got, haven't you? And annoyingly, I mean, we've seen in the snippets of training footage we've got the last couple of days, Lucy Stan looks to be back on the grass, so hopefully we're getting closer to having her back, thankfully. You're right, Maz came on, was at the 79th minute, so again, building her back up. But yeah, there's just been the loss of Kenza and Dree has been more monumental than I think maybe the club or anyone really realised until we haven't had them. They both played at the weekend. I know, Emily, you were watching it. But yeah, they're playing for someone else. I know. And yeah, we're just struggling to come together. Do you think it Nick, I'll ask you this one. Do you think at the minute where the team that we've got so many versions from different managers. So at the minute, we've got a team of individuals who've all come in to play very different styles of football. So because Arroyo came in a bit late and couldn't adapt or bring anyone else in to kind of fill it out, we're just kind of Franken teaming together to try and get something out of it. Feels?
I don't know. I kind of think that I see her kind of vision. She's always said from the beginning that she needs to obviously get through this season, but she needs to build for the future.
Yes.
And whilst we don't want the likes of Jordan Nobbs to be sat on the bench, she's probably not going to be with us much longer. And
in a football sense.
I mean, I'm hoping in a football sense, yeah.
Nick's not foreshadowing anything bad.
And obviously the kind of removal of Daly a little bit more. I think she is. Maybe last match wasn't the right match to do it in because we needed the win, but I do think she is giving minutes to the players that are going to stick around and need practice.
Okay, yeah.
I hope that's what she's doing.
We hope. We hope indeed. Yeah, go on.
I definitely always forget, and I feel like maybe quite a lot of us always forget about Missy Kearns. Because
all the time.
When the start of the season, she was like starting matches and stuff. And then obviously she had that injury sort of around Christmas time. But ever since, I feel like she's not really in the conversation.
No.
And I mean, again, I would pick Jordan over her in terms of just everything really, probably. but maybe she should be starting if the others have had, Miri started the last however many games, and it hasn't really come to anything. So there's nothing to lose at this point.
Apart from
I'm basically going into every game assuming that we've already lost. So
yeah, Miri, I think she's got to have someone with her like a Jordan, like someone to really help control that midfield and get Missy Ball back on and just get those, see what she's like starting rather than as it impacts up, can she? Because you're right, we do kind of miss her out the conversation because she's only been coming on last 15-20 minutes ish,
and I thought she linked up well with Maz when she came on. I know that we had a lot of it was all down in Crystal Palace's in their final third until the final goal, which we won't talk about. But I know Crystal Palace was sat really deep, but they had a lot of play in and around in front of where we stood, Maz and Missy both. So
I don't know. It was Missy's corner that ended in a goal. So
yeah,
and that's the thing.
A set piece ended up in a goal.
We had 17 of them. One had to go in.
One worked.
But some of them they kept taking before we'd even realised they'd taken it.
Yeah. 17 was absolutely mad. Can we have a chat about how many short corners there were?
Right. There's a code. Has anyone spotted the code?
Go on then.
If she's going to take a short corner, she holds the ball up in her hand when she walks to the corner spot. If it's not going to be a short corner, she just holds her hand up without the ball in it.
Get you.
I've clocked.
Trade secrets.
All of the other teams aren't watching this because giving it
Yeah,
away.
opposition teams, that's copyrighted. You can't take it. Not use that.
Sorry, Jill. You got to change your code now. Secret tracked.
But no, but even that, like trying something different and trying, like that's all we've ever wanted, haven't we? Talking about the subs then, so it was a quadruple change at the 64th minute, which we know can either go one of two ways. So Maritz, Taylor, Hansen, Daly all came off for Turner, Kearns, Nobbs, and Gabby Nunes. Now we've talked about Jordan coming on. Her shot hit the crossbar, didn't it? Miss Bo Kearns again, having a good bit of play. Always a pleasure to see Dan Turner. Gabby, what are we going to do about her boots? Because that was, if she was on that Madrid pitch the other night, she would have would have suited it. Arsenal would have won if they had Gabby. Zooming through. I don't know.
There's something wrong with that woman's like center of balance or something. I've never just something. I don't know if she needs like a core muscle exercise, or I don't know, some weight added lower down, or just different boots. But she just cannot stay upright.
Can't stay on her feet.
I thought Lehman was bad, but Jesus.
Maybe they had a chat before she came over and they were like, right, what people really hate, which is really annoying, slip over all the time. I just don't know how she does it, because no one else slipped, I don't think.
No.
That's what I mean. It wasn't a pitch.
Yeah, it wasn't the pitch.
Slip. It was just a full on.
Maybe she like butters our boots before she comes out. It's been a few times now, hasn't it?
Every match.
And she was, I mean, I don't know. She didn't really have any clear-cut chances that she missed. There was maybe one.
The one when she punched the floor, I reckon.
Yeah, where she could have received the ball in between the two centre backs, I think, and then turned and. But obviously she didn't because she fell over. But
She fell over.
But she was properly. I mean, they were all obviously unhappy at the final whistle, but she was crouched down for a long time, and I can't remember. Someone was consoling her, and I was like, it was like if someone had missed a sitter, that they'd be that sort of upset. But
like for the winner, like that kind of
It was a good while, wasn't it, before she stood up and went off.
It's strange because with the squad at the minute, like frustrations are running so high, which they would be because they shouldn't be in this position. And I was talking to my friend Adam, who's an Arsenal fan, and he was saying, if you look at the Villa team and all the names on it, 5 years ago, that would have been phenomenal, top of the charts team. So do we think it's just a case of we need to bring more youth through, keep a hold of them, and actually have that good balance? Because at the minute, we've got some great players, but there's a gap between maybe our older ones.
Sort of relying on how they used to play rather than how they're currently playing.
Because if we look at Rich and Jordan, they're still good, but they're not who everyone thinks, it's Rich, it's Jordan Nobbs. Do we think that's fair, or does anyone disagree?
I think that's fair. They're both 33. They're both going to be hanging up the boots inside the next 2-3 years. And, we still rely on them heavily. Now, I know that's why we brought in the likes of Mary Taylor, Missy Bow, Robbo. But Robbo and Missy Bow, from they've came, they haven't done what they've done in previous seasons, But then nobody in the team has been doing what they've done in previous seasons. Like, nobody's really shown this year, except potentially Lucy Parker. And all the highlight probably has been on their defence. And I would hate to see what our results would have been like if it hadn't been for Lucy Parker most of the season.
I know. And it's another one of those what ifs, isn't it? Like, if she was fit, what would have happened if they hadn't left, if we got some, and it would drive you mad, wouldn't it? Thinking about all those what ifs. Nick, were you saying that you don't think that's fair?
I don't think it's fair of Jordan. I don't think Jordan's even started to slightly.
No, Jordan, like the best of that category, shall we say, of like the names
I think
in the squad.
I think Rach is. I think she's definitely on the way out. Like we need to accept the fact that she is probably no longer our star striker,
No,
and we just don't have another one.
she's getting very
From
frustrated as well.
Rachel's top season.
It happened last season.
And she's missing headers, and she didn't used to ever miss headers, and now she's just.
No, that was her like signature.
Yeah,
signature
like when
move.
Rachel Daly can't header a ball into the goal, then we need a new Rachel Daly.
Ebony Salmon.
Okay. Well, that's the thing. That's, when Natalia keeps saying, yeah, we'll rebuild in the summer. And it's like, okay, but we need ideas, we need thoughts, we need, someone to really come in and again, going for, unknowns, like young talent across Europe. Like, hopefully there are some scouts out there having a look, and hopefully that are going to bring in some really good talent to again help us catch up, because every other team is gone past us, haven't they, in terms of signings. So chances then, Emma, I'll come to you. We had a couple. So the first half, on the whole, it looked like we could have got something. Second half, not so much. But yeah, Emma, was there a point where you thought we could still do this?
Yeah, I went in.
Okay, so
that Ebony
even...
Salmon, was it
right, okay.
The Ebony Salmon shot that blasted off the bar?
Yes.
Did it go off my heart?
Or did it just go wide, Ebony's? Jordan's was off the bar.
Jordan's was the woodwork. Justice were just not so. Ebs were wide.
Yeah, Ebony's was wide.
That one in the first half, it was Ebony Salmon. My heart. Then Jordan Nobbs. That one shattered my heart. That one's like, I'm still trying to tape my heart back up because it was very, very shattered.
Yeah, because she hasn't scored this season, has she, Jordan?
No, they said that on the comment.
And you just
as well.
Just waiting for that moment where it goes in, and that should have been it. But of course, we mentioned Jill having another chance. Did it feel to anyone else that their brief was literally to come out and just shoot and try, regardless of whether it looked like it was going to go in or not? Which sometimes, fair play, we've said to them, oh, why are you not shooting? But it's getting that balance, isn't it? And not wasting an opportunity when you're that far at the field.
It felt like we were, there was less of the faffing around in like just past the halfway line than there has been.
Yeah,
it still didn't come to anything.
It was kind of nice to see them hitting shots instead of trying to walk the ball into the net. Yeah. It just might have been nice if they had got a few more on target.
I agree.
What's Sean Gooder actually doing? Because sitting strikers are scoring for fun. Our strikers are partly hit the net this season.
Should there be questions raised about that? Because we brought him in to be our attacking coach.
Yes. We brought him in to be our attacking coach, and the only games that have actually scored were the games that he was the manager.
Like how crazy
I think he has a code word that he hasn't shared with anybody else since came in.
Maybe he's got to hold the ball up on the sidelines. Now, you're open.
I do think just going back to having more shots and trying, and rather than trying to pass it around between ourselves, if we're going to do that, probably 9 times out of 10 you're not going to score, and so it's going to result in a goal kick or something like that, and we are so rubbish at winning the second ball or winning any 50-50. All season we've just been rubbish at that. And if that's if you're going to rely on that tactic, then you need to be able to
follow it through,
win the ball back.
There hasn't exactly been anything that we've been particularly good at this season, except picking the ball out of the back of the net.
It's just, I know we're laughing about it, but my God.
We said at the start, if we didn't laugh, we'd cry.
Right, we would.
moment at the match where I just put my head on the because we were standing against the barrier. I just literally just went, no. Just my head is on the barrier now. It's just
I would have loved the camera to have panned at that point. And the commentator to be like, and the Villa fans are losing it.
When the camera did pan, Martin had his back turned to it. He couldn't even watch the game anymore.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but half the game our defenders had their back to the ball, and that was our problem. The amount of times that I love them both to death, but this was not a good match for them. The amount of times that Lucy Parker and Anna Patton were not facing the ball and facing their own goal, and then it just goes wee past them. Is just that's the issue with taking shots, is if the defence aren't paying attention, because when we get done on the counter attack and they're looking into the sky,
Palace knew.
It was a pretty sky day.
It was...
I was looking at the floor. I don't know.
Well, as long as the scenery was beautiful, that's all that matters.
Except for the block of flats, that wasn't.
Oh no, we'll get rid of that. We'll Photoshop those out in the pictures as well. But yeah, but Palace knew, didn't they? They knew if they could get a ball over the top and sprint, we didn't have a chance because we were so high. I did notice, obviously, when we got to Lucy Parker's consolation goal, of course. Hey, lovely finish, moment of hope, possibly. Did we think, again, before that final goal went in, did we think after that one, could be a bit of a boost, could be a bit of hope, maybe we can get a last-minute point?
I proper had a bit of hope.
Yeah.
I know you did. I was just like, I was literally just saying to everyone, just like, it's over. It's not going to happen. It's done. I think when, I don't know if anyone else had the same opinion of me and Emily, who were basically standing on the goal line, that Jordan's free kick went in. It very much looked like it went in.
It looked like it, yeah.
And I think the mood after that and the pass back to Sabs where she was like, I think it was clear just from how pissed off everyone was on the pitch that we weren't going to pull our heads together and get something out of it.
There's too much like frustration.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan was throwing balls at people's chests. Like, Sabs was swearing. Gabby was punching the floor. Like, there was never going to be a team of women that thought, right, we can do this. It had gone. They were just. I think if someone said, "Do you want to just go in the dressing room now?" They'd be like, "Yeah."
And
yeah, but Gabby's punching the floor because they keep tripping her up.
No, and I think that's the thing. If you've got to take, like, Crystal Palace, like, fair play to them. They deserved that. They had such a good match. But they never looked out of it. They never looked like they were going to stop. They, heads were down in a good way to focus and to get through. And yeah, I think when there's that much going on in a team that are clearly struggling, mentally as well as physically. I mean, Natalia was talking about they've got a psychologist in to try and talk through the problems and stuff. If anything, I think, they've bottled it all up. Now it's just coming out in anger. Even more so. So yeah, do we think, I mean, again, it's a good idea for the players. Do we think it's helping?
I think it's very Ted Lasso.
Very Ted Lasso,
Ted Lasso, and I'm here for it. But anything that's going to help those girls get their heads straight, to maybe try and do something to keep us safe until the end of the season,
I've never seen them less straight, though. I generally think that everything that was wrong with that match was how that was their emotions. Like, I don't think I've ever seen them so disjointed and annoyed and upset. And like, I mean, Miri headed the ball. How that didn't go down as an own goal, I don't know. That was an own goal. Miri headed the ball into the goal. Sabs kicked the ball at her own goal. Like, even mistakes people make when they're high, when their emotions, that's not them. That's not who they like. They don't like that. They were pissed off. They were unhappy. I'm like, whoever this psychologist is, I think we need to be getting some reviews of past customers because it's gone downhill since they got her or him.
I feel like it's a whole load of individuals. It's definitely not a team. And like, even after that, Miri own goal, that wasn't an own goal. Like, obviously, because she'd sort of flopped into the net and was face down on the floor, and like everyone else was just running back for kickoff. There wasn't any sort of like,
Are you okay?
yeah, consoling or being like, chin up. It was just we're behind again.
Oh, that's our luck this
I
afternoon.
think half of that goal as well was down to the fact, because now I've watched back the highlights, you notice that Sabs literally throws herself on the floor to get clear of Miri. And I think if Sabs didn't have a mask on her face, she probably would have gone for the ball. I think that was literally just an unfortunate downside of her not wanting to clash herself.
It's like
Miri when she's already injured.
Communication again. Like, one of them should have had that.
Yeah, I've just rewound it to that little bit to watch it again, and
she throws herself down, doesn't she?
Yeah, so loops in, Mary goes into it, and they're both just like hitting the ground, just like, what on earth has just happened?
I do think, I'm not sure if because that post was completely free. I don't know if Miri was meant to be on that near post.
Well, let me check.
I don't know, because when the shot goes in, that entire half of the goal is just free.
Yeah, because the only people around that post, Rach is there, Lucy Parker's there.
Also, yeah,
no one.
I'm sure when we used to defend corners, I'm sure Rach used to be on the near post, and now she's not.
Yeah, she should have been, but she was coming further out, so there was no one there. So yeah, Miri had to proper salmon dive into it to try and do something, and yeah, unfortunately, ended up on the floor.
I mean, credit to her though; she did pick her head up and
she tried
put her 110% effort in, like she always does for the rest of the match.
Oh yeah, you can't knock her for her work effort at all.
Oh no, I think we were worried about that though, because we thought, she's going to get herself carded because she's going into everything now with so much passion. I don't know if she didn't, to be honest, because I think we're all just expecting to just two-foot tackle people and stuff.
I mean, it would have made it entertaining. Not great for the team.
That would have been just our luck, wouldn't it? If we're just, one woman, let's just get a red card as well. Why not?
I kind of wish Sam would take a red card at the end and just be like, do you know what? I'm just gonna pick it up outside. I'll take the red card.
Yeah, I'll do it. Caitlin, you're on for 2 minutes. Just go.
She needs a rest.
Yeah,
I'd take the red card for to save a goal.
I mean, thinking about it, she probably shouldn't she? There's no other option. Just do it. I am just laughing at Sophie in the chat because they need to do some team bonding like in Pitch Perfect. Yes, they need to get themselves to a boot camp and just completely go for it. Have it all out and then come back together even stronger. That's exactly what they need to do, because it's just I mean,
Kelly Clarkson stuck in the head.
It's just not working, is it? So unfortunately, got to talk about it, guys. Got to talk about it. So there was, a couple of minutes of extra time. We thought, okay, 2-1. Maybe there's a chance. Lucy Parker's equalised. Could we do it? Not equalised. Sorry, she's got one back. I wish she'd equalised. Now, it was. I mean, all of our reactions watching it were just. Sorry. What have you just done? What is this? I think, though, because it didn't cost us anything, we'd already lost. It wasn't the end of the world. It was just...
Yeah, there was no extra time left. I think we'd already played over the 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was already 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was right at the end, wasn't it? We weren't going to win it. It didn't cost us a point. I think if it had cost us a point, I think we might have all been singing a different tune.
I'm actually concerned that it's cost us more.
Oh, go on
because Sabs mentally already wearing the mask and stuff like that, and then what happened against Palace, I can't help but think that her confidence, everything, she's going to be fucking destroyed inside. Pardon my French. And
We
at this stage, if you drop her and play Katie, or you bring back Sophie and play Sophie, you're only going to destroy her confidence more. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword for me right now because she's already low, like really low.
She did
Yeah.
go straight down the tunnel, obviously.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to play her to hopefully help her build that confidence back up.
yeah.
I think
But
it's
while
just,
she's wearing the mask and stuff like that, she's not quite Sabs. And like I do think we need to bring Sophie back.
we never should have put
not even
ourselves in a
playing.
position where we have to play her into it. Like we should have been in a position where we had a keeper other than Sabs that we trusted enough to give her a break. Like she's injured, but she's got no peripheral vision. Like she's going to be congested. Like she's not meant to breathe properly when she's running. Like she's going to be hot, and it's just an awful situation to be in.
Yeah.
She's already and say like she avoided Miri because her face hurts.
Yeah.
Like she's
And like Gary said, well, like you both said, we need someone as a second, but a good second, who's almost a first alternate. That it doesn't feel like she's being replaced because she's not doing a good job. We need someone else there to come in just because
but it's too late.
they're there and they can play it and they can play together.
We've not even had another keeper playing cup games or anything this year. It's
No.
all been Sabs.
It's literally been Sabs. She's got to be shattered.
Well,
Like,
As Gary says, though, it's too late. Now, if we brought someone in, she's going to feel like it's her fault.
yeah,
We needed to bring someone in before the City match.
yeah. And just to, Sophia should never have gone on loan at all. I mean, I wish they could have, like...
She's not even playing.
And that's the thing, yeah.
Like,
yeah,
if she was playing, I could understand. But she's not.
Yeah, it's just from one bench to another. But yeah, if Michelle
And
can't
plus,
spend money at
it's
her.
not like she's had the experience of having to step up before, like last year.
Yeah,
It's
and she can do it.
Yeah.
Like we trust her to do it, and we would have loved her to do it. And I think again, Sabs would know her and trust her and know that it's not like her role is threatened or anything like that. It's purely rotation because she needs a break, and she really does. Do we think then there will be any rotation, or will it just be Sabs unless she absolutely cannot play?
I don't think at this point we can risk Caitlin.
No.
I think it's going to stay as Sabs. I don't, But like I said, if you drop Sabs now, you're going to sink her confidence even more. And where does that leave you if you need to rely on her?
Yeah.
It's like going back to earlier on tonight, we've said that we really should have been trying to hold on to our youth. Whenever you look at some of them, Hannah Hampton, how much could we be crying out for Hannah Hampton right now, who's went and displaced Chelsea's number one? Everybody thought she was going there to sit on the bench. Clearly her talent has said otherwise. We needed to hold on to her. Even the likes of Liv, who's went to Rangers, all right, it's not WSL level, but she's playing every week. She's playing well. They have a cup final coming up. She's in a team that's winning, and she's a big part of it. And this is where a lot of our youth has went. And you're kind of like going, we've brought in Missy Bow, we've brought in Robbo, we've brought in Mary, but we've let other real talent go. And it's like, how much do we actually let them go for? Did we really benefit? Because it's coming back and biting the arse now.
Yeah, Laura going, another prospect. But again, she's getting minutes now and again. Obviously not consistently, but getting minutes.
She's playing Champions
Sophie
League.
saying that. Yeah. Oh, Champions League. What that be like? Maybe Championship. We'll go back to, but maybe. Sophie saying this is the first time I've been able to watch it in ages. Is this what you've been going through all season? Yes. Yes, it is Sophie's girlfriend. Connor, hi Connor. I said if you used a Palace, didn't think it would actually happen. I think he'll stay up though, as I don't see Palace getting many more points, whereas I see Villa getting 3 or 4. Really? Connor, what are you having, mate?
Where are they?
Have you watched this season?
Share it round, Connor. Share. Hey, we're going to be looking at fixtures. Don't you worry. We'll tally them up. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, was someone going to talk there? No. Okay.
It was the ghost.
The ghost, not the ghost from the pod again. I can't be dealing with that ghost.
What there never was.
Terrifying. Oh yeah, we never got around to it.
Never did it again.
Oh yeah. For those who don't know what we're talking about, me, Emily, and Sophie recorded. It was like an international special, wasn't it?
It was like for the Olympics before the season even started.
Oh, it was so long ago. But then it all glitched and there was a ghost in the system that was saying weird things, and then Sophie's video never uploaded. So it was just me and Emily looking at a blank screen going, So yeah, that never saw the light of day. So there we go. Now, Connor's saying though, we did take a point off United. Yes.
And then we never played like that again.
It's just
situation.
We pressed as a team, and then we just never pressed as a team again.
Well, maybe this is our redemption week. Maybe we can do it again. Now, I just want to pick out a few things from post-match from Natalia and Kirsty, and then we can look
Why is that emoji?
at our fixtures coming up. I don't know, but I love that it comes up in text. Glad to see Will Smiley off Sunday. Face blue, wide eyes. Thank you, Tracy. Face blue, wide eyes to you too. Now, so Natalia said some key bits here. We expected a tough game, but we were unable to link our options together. We had the ball in the first half, but didn't have the patience to build something. Emotionally, a little bit desperate in some actions. Yeah, I think we can all agree there.
That showed.
Yeah. And good that she's saying it as well. Like, I like how direct she is. I do. We need to talk honestly and admit mistakes, and I'll be the first one to admit. We tried today to find something from a second striker, which is what Nick mentioned earlier, to drop in, but we couldn't find it. It was bad. I will accept my mistakes and try to do better. Again, good, taking responsibility. It's important we believe until the end and fight together, work even harder, and think to the future. We have the talent and the skills, but the situation isn't allowing us to believe. It's hard as it's a new context for everybody to be in. And she called it a down, down, down fight, which I quite liked, on the table. But we'll try our best to make all of them believe in the skill and their options. So yeah, it sounds like they're all struggling with it. Time to review, time to stick together, fight again and try again. Admit we aren't good enough to win the games, but it's up to us to improve. Yeah. Fair assessment, do we think?
I hadn't actually listened to that.
You hear that end bit? Jesus.
What's the bit at the end? Yeah. We know that we're not good enough to win anything.
Yeah.
We're just not good enough to win a goal.
We're not good enough. Please and thank you. That's it.
Maybe
See you in the championship.
By the last bit, where she said we're not good enough, that's actually a wee bit contradictory on previous, where she said we have the skill, we have the talent, and I have to make them believe. And we know they have the skill, we know they have the talent, and we believe that they can do it. But she's right, they need to believe it. The way this season's went, they're the ones on the pitch. And they know exactly how they feel, and we know they can do more, and they know they can do more. It's just, where does it click?
Yeah, because that's what she started off saying, wasn't it? We've got the talent and the skills, but the situation isn't allowing us to believe. And Tracy, exactly that. Well, what is the situation exactly? It's all very mysterious, Tracy. I think we've got to fill in the blanks ourselves.
I feel like,
yeah, go on.
Because they obviously turn up to each match and it's all like happy, jolly, yes, we go again, etc. And during the week, because you're just in like the closed bubble of, the team, you probably do get kind of a weird, distorted sense of how well everything's going. You're like, oh, look, we've had a really good training session. Oh, yeah, we're doing this. But actually, you haven't done anything different than you did the week before. And then you get to the weekend and it all comes crashing down again. And that's such a roller coaster of emotions each week.
Yeah.
They almost need like a midweek closed doors game against a lower league side so that
Just get their confidence
They can,
up.
yeah. I mean, but imagine if that went wrong too, then you just never mind.
I know. Well, I'll tell you what, Sunderland need to boost their confidence as well. So if they can just arrange something, that'd be great.
Well, just like, when was the last time any of our forwards scored? I mean, the Brighton match, but in the league, they haven't.
That's the thing. No.
There was like who scored against Everton? Rachel, maybe. Can't
Hey,
remember.
I'll get it up.
But apart from that, it was Dree and Kenton. They've both gone.
Yeah. Hey, what's that going? Yeah. So we last scored against City. Chastity.
Oh yeah.
It was the last one to score. Because the other one was at own goal. Well, hey.
But like, also, I can't remember what the phrase is when you have something on your back. I don't remember. But
like Doctor Who, where she's got the beetle on her back. But
no. You know, like Kirsty, for example. Love her. Love all the effort that she puts in, and she's obviously
Devil on your
talented
back.
player.
Devil on your back.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But she hasn't scored a league goal for us since she signed permanently.
Really?
And that's
Has she not?
And the longer that goes on, the more it must build up in your head.
That's going to
that
be
hasn't
on her.
happened.
Yeah.
Did Hansa not scored last season?
No. Not in the league. She might have scored in the cup. I think she did score in the cup.
Wow.
Huh.
See, and there's things like that because we all kind of went, yeah, of course she has, but monkey.
A monkey.
Anyway.
That's nicer than a devil, though.
It is. I'm thinking of
Depends how
Florence
nice
and the
the
Machine.
monkey is.
You can rip your face.
Wait, is the devil on your back? Is that a song?
Yeah, Florence and the Machine. Shake it off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's where my mind went. Sophie's like, nope, monkey, it's a mammal. I know my references. I know my animals they're in.
She could have said bat. To be fair.
She could have said a bat. Yeah, a bat on your back.
I thought you said on your bath then. I was like, monkey in the bath? What?
Pat yourself on the back.
Pat yourself on the back. Yeah, I mean, Tracy again saying it's as if the players are afraid to take a shot on goal. Or in this match, they were having all the shots, just none of them were on target. In fact, if we look at the stats, we had 19 shots, 3 were on target. 3 out of 19. Crystal Palace only had 11 shots, but they had 7 on target. So again, purely on stats, they were going to go in. We had 47 touches inside the box. They only had 17. Sabs had to make 4 saves.
She did. She made one really good save. She came out and claimed the ball at
Yes.
players.
It was really brave, wasn't it? Because I remember
Yeah.
thinking, can you be careful of your face, please? But yeah, 17 corners compared to Palace's 4.
That's just appalling, isn't it? Really
Awful.
And we didn't do
Absolutely
anything with them. Same old,
No.
same old.
except for Jordan's, which no, that was a free kick.
Yeah.
It was Missy's corner that led to Parker's goal.
Oh yeah, but out of like 17, one of them.
Yeah, considering it was Palace's corner that led to their first goal.
Yeah.
Which, may I add, we only conceded a corner because Lucy and Paola were just not looking at the ball again. So Sabs had to push it out.
And it's those simple things, isn't it? You just like, if everyone can just pinpoint focus on.
It's like that other, like the I can't remember who misplaced the pass. Was it that? No, it can't have been. Sorry. Where Sabs came like charging over to try and save a corner and just couldn't get there in time, but it was completely needless. Like, we should have just had more controlled passing in the first place, and we put ourselves in these situations.
And that's the thing. And there was so much. Did you just feel as well like there was so many people? It was so congested, like you could barely see what was going on, and then no one would move. Into space. It was a bit like if we clamp down like a Roman phalanx, then no one can get through. But we also can't get out.
There was I can't remember which side of the pitch it was, but we were, we're on attack. We're running up the sides, and then you look up and there's like 3 of our players within about a foot of each other. And I'm like, what are you supposed to be doing with that? One of you, I don't know.
like you need to move into you need
It happens
to
all the
help each
time.
other
Yeah,
out.
like
I think they're getting ready for the Women's Six Nations and they're practicing their mauls.
Hey, well, there's this new World Club 7-a-side tournament coming up, isn't there? So maybe it was just suited to a 7-a-side rather than 11. Leah in the chat is saying exactly what we said earlier. You know, some players can be too selfish, try to do too much instead of trying to cross and set someone else up. And yeah, as we said earlier as well, apparently corner went over the line, Lionel missed it and cost us a draw if it was true. Yeah, we all think it did.
like it went over.
We have photographic evidence that it did. But of course, it will never stand up in court, will it? But yeah, and you just think, again, another what if. What if it had gone over? Would it have given them that spark to make it work and get it over the line?
Not with old Stacey as referee, no. She was terrible to us against Everton. I knew she was going to be terrible to us against.
Yeah.
Soon, I always read to see who the referee is. I'm just like,
it's like, well, that's not going to be a win then.
no.
Which you shouldn't do, should you? You should just go, right, we trust all of them. We're going to turn up. It's going to be a lovely fair game. But then
Well, who was our fourth official? Kirsty Dow.
Yeah, why was she a fourth official?
Just
she's like the best referee, and she was just left to hold up a board.
We dragged her on the pitch, Nick, and be like, no, come on, sort out.
Every decision, I just like, I bet Kirsty's there going, no.
Hopefully hear right in her ear, just being like, no, that was wrong. Can you finish that, please? So yeah, it's just frustrating, absolutely frustrating. So the final whistle blew, and you just thought, okay, is this going to be another typical Villa that we always talk about? As soon as there's a small sliver of hope somewhere up in the sky, the rug just gets pulled completely underneath. So as we mentioned, we are only 1 point now above Crystal Palace. And of course, we've got United at the weekend. That's fun. However, and apologies to Connor if he is still watching, they did lose on Friday to Liverpool 3-1. Now,
we still got to play Liverpool.
Had a bad game.
It's really bad. So if that United turn up, we might have something. I'm not even saying a win. I'm saying it's something. So genuinely, Emma, how are you feeling about this weekend? Do you think the state of both teams? Do you think are they going to both come out fighting, or ultimately, I don't know. How are you feeling?
Well, considering United lost, to be fair, like out fighting because they're still playing for the Champions League. Like they still want the Champions League spots. So
yes,
you know, they're still going to come out fight Arsenal or City, kind of finish above them.
Mm-hmm.
So we could come out fighting. Maybe, right?
Good.
This is the logical optimism, slither of hope that we've got. I think they've now all of a sudden realised that we could get relegated. So they might actually interesting.
My screen has completely gone.
You went green for a minute,
but you're back.
Disco.
Oh no, you're flashing.
It's like rave in Freya Corner.
No, it is. It's raving on my screen. It's really weird. In fact, I just need to. I'm going to show you now because it's the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. Right, a video of that. What I'm going to do, and I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know if I can refresh.
We can still hear you.
I don't know if it's just. Is it Chrome?
I think it's still. Oh no, you're flashing now on that.
Am I flashing?
No,
you're not flashing on my screen now.
No,
you're not flashing now. Sorry. It's on delay.
No, but it's complete. Oh, hang on. Maybe. Am I back? Am I not? Am I? Hey, this is live podcasting, everyone.
Can I just say, on the Crystal Palace match, they have an eagle.
Yeah, can we talk about that eagle?
Phoenix the eagle.
A real one. Because what did they said to you when we went in? What did they say to
you? A real live eagle. And then the little mascot lady came round and I was just like, look, I was told there was a real eagle, and I'm disappointed that you've come along. And she's like, no, there is Phoenix, the eagle over there. I'm like, oh.
He came out at half time.
That's incredible that they've got an eagle.
Called Phoenix.
Yeah,
Question-
but haven't got an Olaf.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah, but if we had a real snowman, he'd melt.
Some think they're worth melting
He'd
for.
have his own little cloud. It'll be fine. Oh, good. Oh, this really isn't working. Oh, actually, hang on. Nope, still flashing. Oh, it's gonna be
I don't know what's happening on your end, but you're fine on our end.
He's fine on our end.
Yeah,
It seems fine on the thing as well, Freya. It seems fine.
This screen is awful, and I'm going to send you the video so you can see what I'm putting up with. But yeah, it's we're all having a rave. It's quite nice.
Oh, we're all doing it.
Okay.
I think before we play United this weekend, we need to take another page out of Ted Lasso. I would just have to get all the players
Is it the
together
Suez?
and have a massive pillow fight. They just need to take out their frustrations and like knock lumps out of each other with pillows.
They need to go to a rage room. I think the
Smash
fans
and
also need to go to a rage room. That should be, instead of doing an end of season like training thing, they should just invite everyone to go to Bodymore and just smash up all the old stuff from the
Yeah, from any managers previous and just completely go for it. Yeah, has anyone seen my rave video yet?
Oh,
I love it. Why is my head doing this?
Oh,
I'm gonna show you now.
Quite
It's
oh,
scary.
didn't need seed.
woo!
Yeah, it's awful.
I seem kind of normal.
Oh, no, you don't. You're green. Emma is going. That's the best bit.
Yeah, so that's my screen right now, guys.
Harry
That's
is
what I'm doing with.
completely stationary, and then everyone else is going, ooh.
But yeah, no, the buttons are just jumping all over the place. So if I press something, I do apologize. I don't mean to. So looking realistically then at the weekend, we've talked about comeback fighting. Nick, how about you? How are you feeling about this weekend?
I was pleasantly surprised to see their training footage. They all looked very happy clappy, which
Yes.
I didn't expect.
That was good to see.
I think there is a tactical possibility to get a draw if they play a ridiculously defensive lineup, which is what I would be going for personally. I would be going for a point in each match at this point.
Yeah.
I would be just defending. I would literally be aiming for 0-0, which is ridiculous. But we're 9 goals clear of Palace, so a couple of draws, as long as they don't win more than one, we'll be fine.
Yeah, if they could just keep conceding loads, that would be great. Just in case. But yeah, that's the thing. I mean, maybe have some courage at some points, but ultimately, you know, it's got to be looking for the draws, hasn't it? And looking for where we can nick points. So let's have a little look then. So usually about 15 points is enough to stay up. Okay, in the WSL. I know. I know. Now let's have a little tally, shall we? So United, realistically,
You're about to restart, by the way.
I know.
Get a point.
What did you say? Sorry, Emily.
Oh, I said Nick's computer
Oh,
was
my
about
browser said it was going to restart at 9:03, didn't it? It hasn't warned me.
Oh yeah. Okay, we'll do it quickly. Okay.
No,
So,
not. The tab's open. This is how my brain works. My brain won't work if it restarts.
Right. So realistically, Man United, are we getting a point? Are we getting a win? Are we getting nothing? What realistically? What do we think?
Between 0 and 1.
I think we could get a point.
Between 0 and 1, you can get half a point for
0
trying.
or 1. United are arrogant enough to not try, I think. Like they might be fighting, but I also think they're arrogant enough to think that they can walk all over us.
Yeah, they'll be expecting to win, won't they? And their problem solving as on Friday night isn't exactly the best either. So, yeah, should we say possibly, potentially nick a point?
Point, yeah. Let's not
Potentially.
be too optimistic.
Potentially.
I'll put pot next to it for potential. Okay.
One-
We've then got, so of course that's Man United at home. We've then got Liverpool away. Now, we all know how that went last season.
No.
So, realistically, with how Liverpool are doing, do we think we can get anything there?
No.
Nil point.
Neil?
Wow.
Oh, I can't wait for
It's
Eurovision.
like Eurovision.
I cannot wait.
Oh, so you're going to watch the whole thing, aren't you?
Yeah,
You can stay at your house that night.
with a drinking game. Absolutely. Yes.
Obviously.
We'll have a great night.
She's got them on like her car stereo, just like some
Thanks.
comes on.
Yeah, because you can sing along to them.
Yeah,
Definitely can't sing along to them when they're in like
You just make the words up.
you can learn a different language. What's wrong with that?
Make the words up.
Emily, me and you are going to have such a good party on Eurovision. It's going to be fantastic.
Can't wait
Everyone
for the
else
podcast special.
I heard £1 special and I was like, nope, not going there. Okay, so nil point for Liverpool. We've then got the international break, of course, another one.
Yeah, we're not getting any points that week either.
Well, no. Again, maybe another good chance to kind of reset, take a moment, and hopefully go for the best. Right. Then after that, we've got Spurs away, so another away game. Now, again, Spurs are not playing well. It seems like they can't do anything without Bethany England. So what do we think? Oh, is Nick gone? She's restarting.
I'm going to say that that's another draw. I just think.
Yeah, I think maybe. Yeah.
I think a point away to Spurs.
I don't think we'll
Did we
get
get a
anything
bonus
from
point
that.
if we get
Try
bonus?
it. Hey, she's back. There we go.
How did it restart that quickly?
I don't know. Just Microsoft Edge for you. Just
Yeah, I tried to do that through the flashing, so I hope I haven't pressed anything else in the process. Apologies if I have.
I appreciate for you pushing my buttons whilst you flash.
Please don't flash. As Sophie said earlier, it's not that kind of show. If I kind of, I have no idea what I'm pressing at this point. Okay, can you also hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, wonderful. If I suddenly disappear because I've had a fit because of all this flashing lights, please do send help. Okay, so this is awful. Okay, so Spurs, do we think we could nick a point or maybe even do anything else away to Spurs?
A point.
Nick a point.
0.
Bonus point for, finding out.
Nick a point. Emily, were you saying 0?
I think 0 for all 3 that we've said so far. So.
Oh,
Really?
0.
Negative.
You're hanging out with Nick too much.
Yeah.
Excited. Let's not.
You used to be so positive, Emily. What happened? Right. Okay.
We keep losing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we do, don't we? Yeah,
That's not me.
I'll let you off for that one. Okay, next one after that, we've got Arsenal at home.
I'm going for another nil point.
I mean, we could get 10 points from that one. Nil. Okay.
I think in that game we just need to not entirely collapse.
Concede loads.
I'm telling you, back 6 is the answer. We've got 6
What
defenders.
did you say goal difference was at the moment? 9?
We don't have 6 fit defenders.
Yeah, we do. We've only got
No,
6.
we don't.
No, but 5.
Maria,
I'll let you play Ruben.
Sarah's injured.
Yeah, should we just put all of our defence on and everyone else instead of our
Play Sab's outfield, but Caitlin in goal.
Well, we played
Yes,
all of our wingers
absolutely.
earlier in the season, so all of our defenders was definitely worth a shot.
But I mean, what was the score when we played Arsenal before? Because the 9 goals on Crystal Palace could easily just be 4 by the end of that match.
3-1.
Yeah, I think.
Are you talking about home or
4-0?
away? I don't know.
But anyway,
when it rained loads.
Whoever asked about goal difference, we're on -16. Palace are on -25. So we've got a bit of a buffer.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Arsenal, if they're on the right, if the right Arsenal turns up, they could easily put.
Yeah, but
Right,
they
well,
didn't turn up in the Champions League, did they?
Yeah, but let's just not.
Sure. Okay, so are we saying nil points for Arsenal? Nil points.
Minus
I'm
one.
the only one that thinks we're going to get a point against the big names and nothing against.
You think we're going to get a point against Arsenal?
I think we've got more chance of us getting a point against Arsenal than we have against the lower table, because that's just who we are.
Yeah.
Bring back points against.
We're only bothered about the big teams.
We
That's
play
it.
well against like top 5, and then we just
Crumble.
hit the bed with everyone else.
Yeah.
Basically, apart from Brighton.
Yeah. Well, hey, we'll get there. Don't worry. We've then got West Ham away, penultimate game of the season. Again, West Ham are doing okay things. Remember they nicked a point off City?
6 points.
Yeah, we'll all be there in fancy dress. It will all be like, woo! It'll be
We can't get 6 points.
good atmos. It was
You
3.
said 6 points.
3 points for the fancy dress.
Oh, 3 points for fancy dress.
Reiterating the 3.
Bonus points.
Yeah.
Oh, like in rugby.
Yeah.
Then we could get losing bonus points.
Imagine
like if you're within however many points you score, you get a point. Then
that would be nice. Yeah, let's get some losing points. Okay, so West Ham then. What are we saying? Are we saying nick a point?
I'm saying
3
a point.
points.
I think that's our most likely to get 3 points.
Nick, when did you get so positive?
I'm going to go with Nick. I think we could nick 3 points there.
West Ham, to be honest.
I genuinely think it will be the fancy dress that takes it.
Well, the fact that there's going to be 40 of us dressed naked at the side of the pitch and we're all just going to streak, it's bound to be West Ham off,
What we should do is all dress up as West Ham players.
Yes.
And then step on the pitch and then get them disqualified for fielding
22
too many players.
Too many players or unregistered players. We'll just
that's better than your referee one.
Yeah.
Let's.
The other idea of standing behind the goal and just blowing.
All of us with their bubbles.
No, just blowing the ball away. Like if enough of us stood behind, I reckon we could just blow.
What if we managed to get like a really industrial sized fan in the stadium? I don't know how we're going to hide it, but then we'll just play it every time the ball comes anywhere near and just
run an extension lead back to the coach.
Pay one of the little ball people to put a really powerful magnet in one of the balls, and then just repel it with another powerful magnet.
I love that we're turning into superheroes this match. You use your super strength and your super magnets and your super. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm
going to get a goalkeeper shirt and dress up as Sabs.
Do it.
You may need to grow your hair slightly.
I've just remembered I've got a mask.
Is it Zorro? Is it Sabs? Is it Emily? No one will know. That's it. That's fancy dress. Okay, so we're going positive on that one then. So maybe the 3. Okay, and then finally Brighton at home. Last day of the season.
I think we can get 3.
Squeaky bum time, but 3 points.
A squeaky bum 3-pointer from Emma.
Squeaky bum 3 points. I hope.
Bum.
Unless we've all just given up on
I'd rather squeaky bum, but
it's always squeaky bum when we play Brighton.
Always squeaky bum time.
Or when we play at home.
It's just always squeaky
just
bum.
when you play.
Yeah, to be fair.
Just as soon as we get off, it's just squeaky bum time.
I think 1 point against Brighton.
Oh, Emily just gone for the 1.
I think someone will get a red card.
Probably. Yeah.
A card.
As long as it's not Sabs, we'll be all right.
I think it will be Jill.
I think we need to book Fran Kirby a nice holiday somewhere, so she just says, you know what, I'm going to duck out early.
Sorry, she's going to do what to it now?
Duck out of the season early. She's just going to go on an early summer holiday.
Nope.
Yeah.
She's not the problem. It was Keats last time.
Yeah.
No, she can go too. Holiday for 2.
Just send the whole
Got Slippery as well. In fact, do you remember that?
Tell them it's
that
been
coach that
rescheduled
went the
somewhere.
wrong way and went to a different stadium. Will pay the driver to take them somewhere else, so they've got to forfeit the match. Done.
This is the WSL. They won't forfeit it. They're delayed.
Yeah, they should be like, we're waiting for them to come back from Brighton.
Yeah.
Like the Fox scenario, be like, we will do kick off just hour or so.
I reckon would improve our chances if we played the rest of our matches at the best cut. Because Arsenal can't play on a shit pitch, so that has to be an our advantage.
Especially when it's been
That's
raining.
true. We are used to it.
Right, the day before the Arsenal match, then.
Yeah, technically we should be in Champions League then, shouldn't we? Because if we can play on that pitch, Madrid can play on theirs, then clearly.
Drive on shit pitches.
Good. No, we can, and we will prove it. And again, okay. So we think we could 1, 2.
7.
Do you think you'd be allowed to take a blower in?
1, 2.
I reckon.
1.5.
Get those little handheld fans.
8. Okay. So if we do all of our positive 3 points, we've got this, then possibly we can get up to 17 points.
And I was
that's
way less
Squeaky
positive
bum
than
time
that.
for relegation.
That's taking our positivity. So if we're on,
I reckon we can get 4 points.
hang on, have I just made it up? Let's have a look.
As long as it's one more than Palace, I don't care.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Right. How many are we on? Oh no, so we're on 10. So 11.
We've been on 10 since
1963.
I just keep laughing about that moment, Emily, when you were like, if we've still got 9 points by January, then we should be really worried. And
it's
then
now nearly April and we've still got 10.
yeah.
What was it?
At least it's not 9.
The 8th.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what match that was. And then Leicester, I
And-
think.
Yeah, and then all the other results, everything went wrong.
Okay, so yeah, if we're as optimistic as we thought, we could then get 18 points, finish the season on.
Yeah.
If we are negative, 11,
We'll finish on 10.
13.
10.
If we just keep the ones that we said we might get a point from rather than the 3. Or we stay the same and don't get anything. So yeah, I mean, I hope we do. Of course we do. But
I think
it's not going to be easy, is it? It's certainly not going to be easy. Now, did anyone else have anything they wanted to talk about before we finish for the evening?
I just wanted to give Kirsty a hug after her interview at the weekend.
a little crying face.
It might have been the wind.
No, I don't think so. I think the players are genuinely feeling it.
Yeah, we all saw them go to their loved ones. That was.
Yeah. It's
And-
heartbreaking, wasn't
There
it?
was a lot of people at the end of that match going to their family.
Yeah.
And it's that's why I think the players are going to treat every match like a cup final now. You know,
Yeah.
they know how much it means to them, and they can see how much it means to the fans. And with
Yeah.
all the speculation in the world, with what's maybe going on behind closed doors and stuff like that, we just have to forget about it. Treat every match like a cup final and get behind the girls, because, you know, ultimately we all want results and we all want to stay up, and we'll rebuild in the summer.
No, absolutely. You're absolutely right. And the bits from Kirsty's that I realised I didn't say, whoops, sorry, Kirsty. She said, you know, it was a game we had to win. We didn't get what we wanted. It wasn't a good performance from us. We did have the chances, but they had their 3 and they took them. We want to take points of every team. We're trying to do that. We've got plenty of games left. So they are still feeling quite positive about it. Need to stick together and perform and put the chances away that we get. We didn't want to be in this position. No club wants to be. So we need to stick together, start performing and fight. Make sure every game is like a cup final. Fight for each other. Fight for the fans and make sure we stay up. So yeah, she's right. Of course she is. But do we think Kirsty should have been the one to do that interview?
No.
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 Who would we have preferred?
probably should have came from her captain, but Kirsty got that interview because it was her 100th match.
Yeah.
And we all know that Kirsty's one of the players that whenever she steps out onto the pitch, she does give you 110. You know, she leaves everything out there. So when it's coming from a player like that, you could say it should be the captain, you know, you should say that it could be one of the more senior players, you know, be it Rach or whatever. But honestly, I think Kirsty was as good as anybody, especially on the day of her 100th cap. You know, it meant a lot. It was an emotional day for her in more ways than one.
Yeah. And I think everything that she said was exactly what we all wanted to hear, what we all knew. And yeah, I mean, we're still gonna be there, aren't we? Regardless of the results. And just hoping that these last couple of matches, so what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6.
Isn't it 5?
6.
I keep forgetting Spurs.
Many do. It's okay. It's okay. Many do. But yeah, there's still time. There's still time to nick a few more points and turn this all around. So yeah, so not our best week, not our day, not our week, but hopefully we will get back to our winning ways soon. But at the end of the day, we just want a performance, don't we? And want them to go out and fight for it. So we will leave it there then. Thank you for every much. Wow, my speech is going like.
I thought of something else.
Oh, go on then.
I had a question as well.
So did I.
I was just gonna say,
I'll see my screen here.
I know we're all like saying all these things, and we're not even bottom. But like from a Crystal Palace perspective, if you like, most of the time the team that comes up goes straight back down. So there's already that expectation that you're probably going to be bottom for most of the season. So there's just less pressure, and there's already an us against the world sort of mentality.
Yes.
And there's no anything else that you do better than that is a bonus. Whereas for us, it's the complete opposite. Like, everyone's telling you should be doing better than this. You think, you know, everyone that knows that we should be doing better than that, and you can't fix it. So it's like complete opposite ends of the spectrum of. So even though Crystal Palace are bottom, they have more to worry about than us. It feels like they're probably not worrying about it as much.
No,
which is
and
why
they can enjoy.
Why we're having so much difficulty, because we just can't get out of our heads.
Yeah, and they'll be enjoying their football, enjoying their time here, thinking, well, we literally have nothing to lose because we're bottom. So anything, like you said, they do pick up would be good. Nick, what were you going to say?
Just a quick a quick sweep of opinions. Do we think Rachel is the right person for captain?
Ooh, what a question.
If you'd have asked me about 4 weeks ago, I'd have said maybe. She's getting too visibly frustrated on the pitch. That's the problem I'm finding. And obviously, you can't let. If you're captain, you can't do that.
No, I completely agree.
There's a difference between wearing your heart on your sleeve and it then becoming quite a negative environment.
Tracy says yes.
Kind of noticed this season, like, Rach is trying to do everything. Rach usually does try to do everything, but it's a wee bit since she's picked up the armband, and because results aren't exactly going our way, she does look like somebody that literally is carrying the weight of the world on her shoulders. Yeah. And I think that's one of the reasons why, like, Jill's been wearing the armband, because she's actually still quite enjoying her football and playing quite well for us. But I'm of the opinion that a striker really shouldn't be captain anyway.
Agreed. You can't see the pitch.
You know, to me, it has to be somebody in the middle or in defence. And, you know, who would you give it to is the question. In the current squad, who would you give it to?
The most vocal person on the pitch is Sabs.
Yeah.
He is.
Lucy Parker. Or Lucy Stan if she was on them.
Yeah, I'd say Lucy Stan would be first choice.
Yes.
But then would she? It's the same thing with Rachel. That I'm pleased that we have seen Jill wearing it and wear it from the start. Obviously, with Rachel on the bench, because it did sort of feel a bit like Rachel was playing just because she was the captain.
Yeah, I think there has been a bit of that. I think it's the same. Gabby's just been playing because she was the record signing. You know, she's probably had more minutes than she deserves.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've kind of all said it. You know, you should be
Is
on that pitch because you've kind of proved you should be there.
I feel like when Lucy Parker came from West Ham, because she's still not that. I mean, she's not young, but she's not. I don't know. Was she mid-20s maybe?
I think Lucy's what, 25, 26?
Yeah, it feels like when she joined Villa, it was like this is what we want to. Her and Patsy, this is who we want to build our defence around going forward, and she was going to be. I think she would be an ideal captain going forward, but it's such a huge risk. As if we don't manage to stay up, she's definitely one of the players that won't be staying.
Yeah, no, 100%. There's definitely some that will definitely be off because they are in their prime, really, and deserve to be at that WSL level football. But we shall see. We shall see indeed. But yeah, no, I think leadership-wise, Sophie, I can see your comment, but it's like all blurry and neon. Well, click on it to share it. Sophie's saying we're really lacking clear leadership, and I think, again, could that be the case? Could someone, be a better communicator? Is that what the team are missing? Maybe, possibly.
Tracy suggested Maz, but I think it's tricky because she doesn't play enough, or for whatever reason, the manager she hasn't been on the pitch enough. And also, I feel like at fullback we rotate quite a lot.
Maz, as a player, when fit, should be on the pitch. We all love Paula, but I would rather have Maz at left back.
Fully fit. Yeah, I mean, Maz, we miss her speed, don't we, and her strength, and she's not afraid to put a tackle in either. So yeah, I think we definitely miss that.
She's another one of those players that understands the WSL and fights. Maz, Kirsty. There's a reason why these players have always been fan favourites.
Yeah.
They will literally leave everything out on the pitch for you. And Maz would be a great shout for captain if we were playing her every match. And she should be on, but unfortunately it's not our decision.
No. Imagine if it was. We could roll the dice one week.
Yeah. I don't know if I would think she should be captain, but we've completely not mentioned Sarah Mayling. Who's got 98, I think, league appearances for Villa.
Yeah.
Maybe 99. I can't remember when I last did my spreadsheet.
Sarah's not that vocal. Lose the issue.
Sarah's got too much attitude to be a captain.
It
seems great. It needs to be someone that's supportive even if stuff goes wrong, not like
releasing the anger. Yeah, no, I'm with you.
I would probably vote George, but
yeah, Jordan's also safe bet. Has been a captain in the past. Is just very good, very well-rounded individual. So yeah, I'd vote for Jordan. If
I'd like Corsi back as captain, to be fair, but she's never going to play ever again. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
completely rule her out. You never know. She's got a big setback.
It does need to be someone that's a nailed-on starter, and not somebody that's going to end up being a starter because they're the captain.
How about Patsy?
Potentially.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's never a good sign. Oh yeah, we got Patsy.
I would vote Sabs. Sabs would be my vote. She's the most vocal. She commands the back line.
She does indeed. So yeah, if they ever put it out to a fan vote, we'll be right there, wouldn't we? Emma, did you see you had one final thing?
Oh, I had one question. I can't, because I know we were all asking as people who weren't at the match, but why did Noelle get a yellow card?
No idea.
Because it looked like I don't even
Was this
remember what it was. I think on the sidelines where the ball went out of play, she went to go and get it, and then there was something to do with the Crystal Palace bench, and it looked like that the Crystal Palace bench weren't giving her the ball back, but then she got booked. So I don't know if there was. I didn't know if you were there, student.
No idea. No.
It really baffled me.
Yeah, it didn't look like it should have been, did it?
If it was quite early on, I was trying not to drop my chips.
Priorities, Emily. Priorities. Don't care about the card. I just care about me.
Oh, also that free kick where was it that one where Jordan nearly scored?
Did score.
It was right by the sideline, and the ref did a little spray thing.
Oh,
I don't know. You
so
could probably see it on the broadcast. I don't know, but the ref obviously walked off to the box, and then Jordan moved the ball, scrubbed the line out with her foot, and was like, "Right, I'm ready." And then the ref turned around and was like, "No, moved it back, but it still wasn't exactly where the line was. It was midway between the two."
Maybe that's why
right.
Goal. Be like, well, you moved the ball, so
it made no difference. But it's just the way Jordan blatantly nope, just scrubbed it out with her foot.
I don't like that line. Thank you very much. I want a new one. Oh, I love that. Maybe Jordan should be captain. Fantastic. Fantastic indeed. Right then, we will leave it there. Hopefully I can end this because the button is very,
They're
very,
just going forever. Everyone on mute and no video.
Yeah. hopefully we do it. But yeah, thank you so much to everyone for watching, listening, for catching up later on if you didn't get a chance to see it live. We do face Man United this weekend. And Connor, who was in the chat earlier, he's doing a match preview, which I'll be joining him on tomorrow night. So if anyone's free and want to watch that. So that's tomorrow about 7:15, I believe, on the All for United channel. But yeah, we will be back next Thursday at 8:00, hopefully with a point. That's all we want. Just want a point, or at least a 0-0. Just something. Just something we can be positive. I meant goal-wise. Didn't concede loads, that kind of thing. It's been a long day. Okay. It's been a long day. Right. We're going to leave it there before I say even more crazy things. So follow us on socials if you don't already. I'm going to put the video on with them on now. And we will see you back again next week. Thank you. Good evening and goodbye.